This video shows how to get the APIs set up on your machine. If you're just wanting to work on the web project, you can use the staging server APIs and you don't need to do this. But if you're wanting to work on the backend code, this is how you get it going. So there are 6 shared APIs that most of the projects use. There is Access API, which is the login, reporting, messaging, membership, giving, and attendance. There's a few other application-specific APIs, but these 6 core APIs are going to be used by most of the projects. So you could go in and create your MySQL database and set up these one by one, but there's a much easier way to do that using the Docker image. So what you'll need to do is download Docker Desktop if you don't already have it. It's available on Mac, Windows, Linux, everything. And then over here back in GitHub, there is a Docker repo under Live Church Solutions. This is the one we're going to use. So just copy that URL, come to your command prompt, and clone it. Okay, once you're in here, you'll want to go to the containers folder, then go to dev, then just the core APIs is what we want. Okay, right here's where we want to be. And there are instructions in the README of what to do from here. So if you scroll all the way, let me think here. Okay, dev setup, I went past it. So we're in the containers dev folder and we've selected core APIs. Now we just run docker compose up/d. Let me try that again. So this is going to do everything for you. It's setting up a virtual network, creating a MySQL database instance, setting up those 6 APIs, setting up a content folder to store images and a web server to serve those. So all this will happen automatically. It does take quite a bit of time to set up for the first time, anywhere from about 15 to 30 minutes. But you can walk away while this part runs. It'll do everything automatically. I'm going to pause the video here while it goes. Once it completes, you should have a screen that looks like this. At this point, all the APIs are currently running on your machine. You come here to Docker Desktop and confirm they're all in use here. So what you'll need to do now is go to Chums or whatever app you want to work on and point to your APIs. So I'll come into this Chums app folder and launch Visual Studio Code. And what you'll do is just come to this .env file, and all the ports for everything is listed in this README. If you scroll down to the bottom, it shows you what port all these APIs are running on your machine. But the sample env file also has them in there. So you just come here and uncomment all these local host lines and comment out the ones up here. One more. So hit save and then relaunch Chums app, and it's now pointed to your local APIs. So the next question is, how do you actually connect to these APIs and edit the code? There are instructions for that too in this README for Docker. If you scroll up to connecting VS Code, you're going to need to install 2 Visual Studio extensions, the Docker and Remote Containers extensions. And then in VS Code, what you'll do is come over here and you'll have a new icon here for Docker. Click on that, and it will show you a list of all the APIs that are currently running. So you pick the one you want to work on, say it's a membership API, and you can right-click on it and view logs, and that will show you just the output of Node, what it's doing here. So all your error messages will show up here. And to actually edit the code, you just right-click on it and attach Visual Studio Code. Click accept. So this launches another copy of VS Code that's connected to this virtual image. So in here, you'll have no code files initially. Just click open folder. I think it's still running. Give it just a second. Okay. And then type in /app and click OK. Should refresh here in a second. All right, so this should look familiar now. This is all the code in the project, so you can just come right in here to the source folder, find whatever you want to edit, start making your changes. Everything's connected to GitHub here, so you can make your changes, commit them, grab the latest, sync it, everything you need to do, just like it's on your local machine here. So that's pretty much it. You make your changes here, send them to GitHub, you can test them locally, and you should be up and running.